What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I hope you are having a fantastic day. If you're new to the channel, my name is Parker Nierenstein, and this is Vehicle Virgins, one of the most anticipated cars of 2019, the Rolls-Royce Cullinan, the first ever SUV from the brand, has finally been fully revealed. And today I'm going to give you all of the details on why it is such an important car for the automotive industry and Rolls-Royce themselves. With Bentley, Maserati, and Lamborghini creating luxury SUVs that are also good on the off-road, it was time for Rolls-Royce to take a crack at it. And boy, have they done that. Now, at first, it might seem unorthodox to have a lifted, tall Rolls-Royce SUV. I mean, we're talking about a company that makes the most luxurious vehicles in the world, ones that you often get driven around in the back of, not necessarily drive yourself. But when you actually experience driving a Rolls-Royce firsthand, you finally understand why people like Rolls-Royce so much. The driving experience, the smoothness and grace at which the vehicles ride along the road is like no other manufacturer. But before we continue, I want to give a huge shout out to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Skillshare is an awesome online learning community where you can take classes in business, automotive, photography, cinematography, and more. Premium memberships give you unlimited access to high quality classes so you can improve your skills and open up new opportunities for yourself. Right now, I'm doing a DIY cinematography class to help make my reviews a little bit more cinematic for you guys. It's actually really helpful because, to be honest, I don't know all that much about cinematography. There's also a really interesting class on how to sketch cars, would be a fun little side project. Skillshare is actually surprisingly affordable for the quality information you're getting. If you get an annual membership, it's like $10 a month. But the best part is, because Skillshare is sponsoring this video, the first 500 of you to click the link in the description, it's a special link, you can't get it anywhere else, are gonna get the first 2 months free, entirely risk-free, so you can try it out and see if you like it or not. Seriously though, it's gonna go fast. Only 500 of you are gonna get this opportunity. Let's get on to the video. Let's discuss price. Rolls-Royce makes some of the most luxurious vehicles in the world, but they don't come cheap. In fact, the prices of Rolls-Royce vehicles are astronomical. Imagining their clientele where money is actually no object. Simply, I quite like the way that looks. 96% of people customize the interior of their Rolls-Royce with the bespoke program. I want it to look this way and that way, and I want my wife's sign on the roof here in stars, and I want the color of my son's room to match the exact tone here of the seats, and the wood, yes, that needs to match my yacht. But that is actually the world of a Rolls-Royce customer. Thus, the entry-level model, which is so crazy to think about, that this is the entry level, the Rolls-Royce Ghost, and it realistically is for the brand the entry level. There's the Phantom above that, and the Cullinan is more expensive than the Ghost as well. That starts at $312,000. And the Phantom, the ultimate, the pinnacle of luxury on four wheels, starts at $418,000. That's more than twice as much as the average US home. So how does the Cullinan's price compare to its competitors? Well, prior to this announcement, the Bentley Bentayga was the most expensive SUV you could buy, with a base price of $229,000. The Lamborghini Urus comes in at a little bit more affordable, $200,000, as if that's affordable. The Rolls-Royce Cullinan, however, takes things to a whole nother level, with a base price of $325,000, which is astronomical. But you have to remember the clientele for the Cullinan. These are millionaires and billionaires who want the absolute best. And to some of the clients, well, there definitely are some who stretch a finance or a lease so they can show off, and they've got a 2,000-mile lease so they can go back and forth down Rodeo Drive. There are some that just, well, they want the best things in life. And Rolls-Royce knows that. Rolls-Royce wouldn't have gotten their reputation. I hear this a lot. Oh, Rolls, it's overpriced. How could anyone spend that much money? But they didn't build this incredible reputation for making cars that simply cost a ton but don't have anything to back that up. When you get into a Rolls-Royce for the first time, you understand why they cost so much. And you understand that Rolls-Royce is creating these vehicles for these demanding millionaires and billionaires who aren't used to being told no and who want to be able to have exactly what they like. And Rolls-Royce has done that really well. The Cullinan comes with the same engine out of the new generation Phantom 8. It's a 6.75 liter twin turbocharged V12 that makes 563 horsepower and 627 pound-feet of torque. It does, however, weigh 6,100 pounds. So you'd be lying to yourself to say that the Rolls-Royce Cullinan is going to be faster than many other options. It's simply not true. For 100 grand, you can get a Trackhawk that will absolutely spank the Rolls-Royce Cullinan. If that's your preference, if you want something that just has all-out impressive speed, the Rolls-Royce isn't for you. But the Cullinan does have a $200,000 more luxurious interior and exterior. However, if you don't care about the interior, honestly, the Trackhawk is one of the best vehicles I have ever driven. I am obsessed with that thing. The Cullinan uses the Magic Air Ride system, the same as in the Rolls-Royce Phantom, for a blissful ride no matter what the conditions. Although the struts are now larger and the drivetrain components are beefed up so that you can actually take the Cullinan off-road. In fact, it is the first all-wheel drive vehicle that Rolls-Royce has ever made. And while that might not be used 99.9% of the time to actually go off-roading, it does open up a huge marketplace that Rolls-Royce didn't have before. All the people in the Midwest, in the East Coast, in Europe that live in climates where it's going to be snowy most of the time, having a rear-wheel drive Rolls-Royce Ghost makes zero sense no matter how much money you have. Sure, some people do it, but now that it's all-wheel drive and you could actually take this thing with your friends, put snowboards in it, and go up to Lake Tahoe, sure, that'd be the most extravagant, ridiculous trip of all time, but people can do that now. People can take their kids to school when it's -20 out in Michigan and you need that added all-wheel drive. Sure, like I said, most people aren't going to be taking their Rolls-Royces off-road, but I started thinking back to when I drove the Jeep Wrangler out in the desert on an awesome off-road course, and how much fun that was. It was actually one of the most incredible experiences of my life. And while the Jeep absolutely is a better off-roading vehicle than the Cullinan, you can't deny if you were able to do it. Imagine being able to buy a Cullinan and drifting it on the off-road and the snow. That is freaking awesome. From the exterior, the Cullinan looks much like what you'd expect from Rolls-Royce. The front end looks very similar to the Rolls-Royce Phantom with the massive grille and headlights. It's actually based on the same underpinnings of the Rolls-Royce Phantom, only it's shorter and higher off the ground. It's actually 8 inches longer than a Bentley Bentayga, stands 6 feet tall, which is 6.8 inches higher than a Rolls-Royce Phantom. And if you've ever seen a Phantom on the road or you've stood next to one, you know how monstrous that vehicle looks. So just imagine the Cullinan. Design lead of Rolls-Royce, Giles Taylor, created a remarkable presence with the Rolls-Royce Cullinan. Is it the prettiest SUV ever made? Absolutely not. In fact, the Lamborghini Urus, the Bentayga, and the Cullinan aren't actually that great looking when you compare them to what Lamborghini is used to making Rolls-Royce and Bentley. Get this, an SUV with suicide doors. How crazy is that? Now get this, we've got a tailgate in the back, a first ever for Rolls-Royce, where 2 chairs fold up, and we've got a pop-up table in the middle so that you can sit on the tailgate with your friends and have some barbecue and drink beers. Is anyone ever going to use this? Probably not, but imagine going to a college football game and tailgating out of the back of a Rolls-Royce Cullinan. Or taking your Cullinan out into the wilderness with a significant other, parking it there and having a picnic sitting in the back of the vehicle and just exploring the great outdoors in the ultimate form of luxury. Or you could just walk and actually experience nature, but the Rolls-Royce is cool too. The interior of the Cullinan is exceptional. The craftsmanship, the quality and design of the interior is unparalleled. Now the Cullinan is available in 2 different layouts. You can get it in a 5-seater setup with a rear bench seat so 3 people can sit in the back, or you can opt for the cozier, less occupancy 2 rear captain's chairs layout for a total of 4 people. I think that is going to be the most popular option. You're not likely to have 3 people in the back all the time, and having that extra bit of luxury in the 2 captain's chairs. That configuration even comes with a rear glass partition screen so that you don't have to be in the same presence as your luggage, as if being next to your luggage is something that only poor people do. And of course, privacy is of the utmost concern of Rolls-Royce, so we have those beautiful rear curtains. The twin-turbo V12 is mated to a brilliant ZF 8-speed automatic transmission. I experienced that transmission in the Phantom, and it is truly exceptional. The torque split is variable, and it's actually able to send up to 90% of the power to the rear wheels of the Cullinan. Does this mean you can do burnouts in the new Cullinan? Well, I guess we'll have to find out. There's an off-road mode, just like in Land Rovers, where it raises the suspension by 1.5 inches. In fact, I think I even have that in this car. I don't know why I would ever want to lift it up an inch, but you can in the Rolls-Royce. Get this, it also has stereoscopic cameras that are searching the road ahead for imperfections. Those cameras actually communicate with the air ride suspension so that the suspension can make adjustments before the bumps even arrive so that you have the smoothest ride possible. And that is why many people describe riding in a Rolls-Royce like riding on a magic carpet. Although the only problem with that analogy is that nobody's ever actually ridden on a magic carpet, so we don't know what that would be like. Jokes aside, they've created something exceptional with the Rolls-Royce Cullinan, especially coming in at the price point that it does. And for $100,000 less than a Rolls-Royce Phantom, I think they've almost created a competitor for themselves. Why would somebody spend a lot more money on a Phantom when you get less capability, and really the Phantom has no more features than the Cullinan? The only reason you would buy one over a Cullinan is simply so that you could say you have a Rolls-Royce Phantom, but likely those types of people are also going to have a Cullinan, so maybe they're not competing with each other. But the Cullinan seriously is the more cost-effective option, and I think it might deter from Phantom sales, because no matter how much money these people have, a lot of them are paying attention to their finances, and if the Cullinan is better than the Phantom for less money, it just makes sense to get it. Rolls-Royce will start delivering Cullinans in early 2019, and that is an exceptionally quick turnaround considering they just now released information on it. But that is a smart move because the types of people who are going to buy a Cullinan, they want it now. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and you learned some awesome things about the new Rolls-Royce Cullinan. Let me know what you think your favorite feature of the vehicle. You bet once they hit showrooms, we will be doing a full review, taking it out on the road and going over every last detail of the vehicle. I look forward to seeing you next video.